reincarnation. I'm all dressed up for the dance.
It's amazing, actually, if you think about people on the right, they're simultaneously screaming they're going to send all the old people to death panels, and it's not going to save any money. That's a contradictory point of view. The advisory panel, which has the ability to make more or less binding judgments on saying this particular expensive treatment actually doesn't do any good medically, and so we're not going to pay for it, that is actually going to save quite a lot of money. We don't know how much yet. The CBO gives it very little credit, but most of the healthcare economists I talk to think that it's going to be a really major cost saving.
That's New York Times Stalinist Paul Krugman saying death panels are a good thing and will save a lot of money. But you know what gets me is the way they say it, the tone of self-righteousness, correctness, goodness, kindness, compassion, because they're saying it's good. I heard the same kind of rhetoric coming out of certain practitioners of medicine in the 1930s in Germany, who said that they were going to kill the handicapped in Germany in the 30s because it was a compassionate thing to do. You got to remember that Hitler began not by killing the Jews and the Gypsies. He began by exterminating the handicapped. And he said he was doing it for compassionate reasons, that these poor people were leading horrible lives. I read all of this stuff. I've read it all. I read it all. And now it's coming from the radical left. New York Times Stalinist Paul Krugman says death panels will save a lot of money, and he says it with a certain sense of self-righteousness and self-satisfaction that's astounding. I only hope, Paulie boy, that it's not your mother or father or you yourself facing one of Obama's death panelists. I only hope so, Paul. I hope you don't have to face the product of your own insanity. Now, if you want to talk about the seat, you don't have to look to the left for that. Look to the Republicans for that. The health law passed, right? The Democrats used gangster tactics to push it through. Pelosi used gangster tactics. Rahm Emanuel used thug gangster tactics. Harry Reid used thug gangster tactics. Every gangster tactic known to organized crime was used, short of murder, to push through the health law. We all know that. Oh, but we'll do news today. You want to do news? Another New York Times left-wing fascist has come out and said the death panels are going to save a lot of money. This is the same son of a Paul Krugman, the same son of a who said that there were no death panels during the debate leading up to socialized Obamacare. These lying SOBs from the New York Times are Stalinist through and through. Oh, they pose as good liberals. Oh, they salute each other in their elevators on the Upper East Side as to what good guys they really are and how smart they are and how much compassion they have. But here's a guy, Paul Krugman, who said there were no death panels during the debate. Now he comes out and says death panels will save a lot of money. Back in the 1930s, the New York Times supported Joseph Stalin. Now in the year 2010, 29, whatever the year is, there they are again supporting fascism in the name of liberalism. Let's go back to my birthday. The reason death panels is resonating with me is by their token, I should be given no medical care. They would rather give medical care to an illegal alien 15 years old than to me. Obama and his left-wing fanatic minions would rather assign any medical care that's going to be allowed to be given to anyone to a 15-year-old illegal alien about to give birth to triplets in a border town than to me, a national treasure. How do you like that? You feel like you were screwed and you were set up and sold out? You wouldn't know it anyway. What's the difference? Now, there was big news when Obama said he's going to allow offshore drilling. I said, all right, the guy is triangulating the opposition. He's going to appease the oil industry. And he's then going to do what he wants with regard to cap and trade under a new name. That's very smart politics, very Machiavellian. Get the oil industry on your side. They'll let you do anything. They wouldn't care what you did. You could bring in 5 million Iranians as long as you gave them the right to drill. But he didn't really give the oil industry anything. He's saying you can drill off the coast of Virginia. Last I checked, there wasn't a lot of... but you can't drill in the Gulf of Mexico, and you can't drill off the Pacific coast in Alaska where all the oil is. Only Russia can drill off the coast of Alaska, and only Russia can drill in the Gulf of Mexico. But you can't. That doesn't make sense to me. It's a lie as far as I'm concerned. It's another deceit and lie by Mr. Machiavelli himself, Barack Hussein Machiavelli. How does he have the power to just say, go ahead and drill? The whole left-wing fanaticism, no drilling, no atomic energy, no nuclear power plants, no drilling, no cars, no nothing. They're insane. 1-800-449-82. Don't call me and wish me happy birthday, whatever you do, please. I don't eat cake. I don't do the hat. I don't do the candles. I hate it, actually.